Am I on now? There, I'm on now. You maybe not, you don't need this for me possibly. I'll start over again. I'm Bud Denker. I'm president of Penske Corporation and chairman of the Freedom 250 Grand Prix. This was my dream a little over a year ago to bring an IndyCar race to our nation's capital, and many said it couldn't be done. In fact, I had over 20 meetings in this building here alone last year to convince representatives of what we wanted to do here. So it's been a long journey for me, but a journey that my dream is now becoming a reality, which I'm certainly very, very, very proud of. You know, we're in the Cannon building here. This is the oldest building of any of the congressional buildings. They were built in 1908 and named after Speaker of the House Cannon. So I know a lot of the history here. I've learned this over the last year since I've been almost living here mostly full time to put this event on. But we're so grateful that we could be here to kick off our event, our media event. And we got 4 drivers here, and I'll introduce those 4 drivers, beginning with Santino Ferrucci, driver of the number 14 Homes for Our Troops Chevrolet for AJ Foyt Racing. Pato O'Ward, driver of the number 5 Arrow McLaren Chevrolet from Monterrey, Mexico. And Alex Palou, driver of the number 10 AI Chip Ganassi Racing Honda, of course, originally from Barcelona, Spain. And Graham Rahal, driver of the number 15 Gaylor Honda for Rahal Letterman Racing. Let's welcome them here today. Guys, go ahead and have a seat. Before I ask you some questions about being here, I want to unveil something that nobody has seen yet. And that's what's next to you there, Graham, to your left shoulder. And I think I want to do that first because I think it'll give you even more incentive about why you want to win this one and only race. So I'm going to let Graham, since you're closest to it, stand up and let's unveil that. So I thought that would be a great way to start us off today because as you all have heard me for now many months, since the President's executive order on January 30th, it's always been that this will be the one thing that we do to celebrate our country's anniversary in IndyCar, the Americana way. No one knows more about Americana than we do in our sport. Look at the Indy 500 every year and you'll see it. It reaps of that. And now we're bringing that same tradition to our nation's capital, and when many people said it couldn't be done. If I were to ask anybody in this room right now last July, think we're going to have a race in our nation's capital? I think you'd say you're crazy, right? And probably before you would say the same thing. But look at where we are now. And I know a number of the drivers had a chance to go around the track and see it. We've tried to make it a bit more challenging than just you saw on the map a few months ago. The turns are a little tighter, right, Pato? I think you saw some of those out there. A little more challenging. It's only 147 laps, so it's not that really particularly long. It is our longest street course race in history at 250 miles. So think about this, guys. When you get to lap 75, you're halfway there, right? So let's start with a few questions here then with our drivers, and then we'll have some open it up here. I'll start with Graham. You know, I'm sure you've had this race, Graham, circled on your calendar since we announced it earlier this year. It was a pretty good, well-kept secret for a long time, despite the fact I had 81 meetings in Capitol Hill here in 90-some days, and nobody knew that publicly. As an American, talk about how special it is for you to be in our nation's capital.
Well, yeah, first off, it's amazing to be here and to see this moment, you know, come true and come together for IndyCar, for everything you've done, Bud, and Penske Entertainment. It's great. Obviously, a lot of people in the House, the Senate, the President has a lot of support. I was here a couple of weeks ago, and the energy was incredible to see on both sides of the aisle just how pumped everybody was for this event to come here. And really for the people that lived in the city, we had a ton of people ask us about it, a lot of enthusiasm. So, I mean, as an American, this is an iconic moment. You know, we obviously, this sport is a very international feel to it in many ways as well. That's always been part of the fabric of open wheel racing, in particular IndyCar racing. You know, but to be able to come race in the U.S. Capitol, you know, right in front of Capitol Hill, to drive down Pennsylvania Avenue, these are all things that, you know, as a young kid, you grow up in this country, some of the first things you learn are the value of those names. And so, you know, to be here, to have the red, white, and blue on the car this weekend, have a lot of friends and folks that are coming that, you know, military people that we've worked with and supported over the years. It means a lot. So, you know, we're excited. Can't wait to see the track, as I've seen parts, but to be able to go around the whole thing and clearly be able to be out there and race and compete for this trophy right here this weekend. So try to hold myself back a little bit. I think the energy inside's a little bit more than what I'm going to show, but I can't wait to be here.
Well, thank you. And it's great to have you here representing our country as well, and your father. Alex, you were here a month ago, and you had the opportunity to be part of the pit stop demonstration, and that's something somebody said would never happen before. And you were one of 4 drivers here. You were able to come back to the Oval Office. Reflect on that visit, and now to be here a month later and what this looks like here.
Incredible. Like, honestly, that's the only word that comes to mind. Like, I remember the visit we did a month ago when I got invited to the White House. I was like, really? Like, for real? Are we going to be able to go inside and just see how the Oval Office is? And just knowing the history that it has. I know I'm not from this country, but this country has given me so much, and just the opportunity to be here as an IndyCar driver, to be a winner, a champion, and to create a family and build a family here in the U.S. So it's been incredible. I've grew up, like, obviously watching movies and just seeing the Oval Office and also the Capitol Hill. Like, to know that we're going to be racing around it, it's going to be incredible. So super excited, as everyone, to go out on track and see how it's going to race. But yeah, it looks really, really promising with so many laps that we're going to do. I think it's going to be a super interesting race with lots of changes on strategies, leads, and stuff. So cannot wait to go out.
How's your neck smell?
Yeah, I thought that was a secret.
Talk about that experience.
I mean, it was incredible, just being able to be with the president and his team and being at the Oval Office. We got sprayed with
President's cologne.
Presidential cologne, which that was pretty funny. But yeah, just an incredible experience, right? Like something, an experience that I'll be able to tell not only my kids, but hopefully one day my grandkids and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of stories. There's a lot of new chapters in my book, if it's ever written, over the last year, including a couple today as well, leading up to, if the president comes. I can never say, will the president be here? We're preparing for it, because if you walk around the racetrack, you'll probably see a conspicuous suite that's a little different than any other suite on the racetrack, and you'll know what treat that's being built for. You know, Pato, a close neighbor of ours in Mexico, in fact, the ambassador to Mexico, will be with us this weekend at the race. He won the street circuit, you know, as well in the past, Toronto last year. You had a chance to see a little bit of the racetrack this year. Talk a bit about, I'm sure you guys probably did some simulation. Coming here now, what's your perspective on the track?
Can I borrow it? That's better. I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, I've never been to Washington DC. This is the first time that I've come here. And today in the morning, I went for a walk and had a look at the track, and it looks, I mean, just like we all expected when we saw that this event was going to be you know, a part of the calendar. It's truly the standard that I believe everybody involved in IndyCar wants to see every single weekend. The suites look phenomenal, and also you can see it from the branding in you know, in certain corners. You pretty much know of everyone that's involved here, and that speaks to levels of you know, the people that are coming this weekend, the eyes that are going to be on the event. And you know, it's an IndyCar street fight. It's we're coming off of Markham, that we just had a new circuit as well, and you know, the people really liked it. So I really think there's going to be a lot of new fans that maybe want to get into watching IndyCar, and I feel like, you know, after they watch this weekend, I think they might be hooked for a lifetime. You know, so. We're gonna make the best we can to give a show to you all, and you know, I can't wait to get out there.
How many? What do your strategists say about number of pit stops?
Oh, they keep saying it's gonna be a long race, and I think it all depends on you know, what's going on. I don't know if there's gonna be a chance to rain or not, but if there is that, well, that's going to be another challenge to all of us, to try and just get on the right end of it. You know, sometimes you miss it, sometimes you don't. But you know, I was telling the guys in the in the room back there, Markham was 90 laps. The distance that we're going to do here would have been about 35 more laps or 40 more, so a solid 50%. More, so it'll definitely be the longest street course we've ever done.
Yeah, well, and you all know the math to the street course here. It was originally 125 laps because we wanted to fit in the TV window. And somebody said, "What's the significance?" Am I on again or off? What's the significance of 125 laps? And I went, "Duh, let's do 1.7 miles divided into 250 equals 147 laps. So it's just 22 more laps more. Is all. Maybe another pit stop, right?"
I mean, it's going to depend, but for sure, at least 3. You never know with cautions and stuff, but 3 to 4 can be more as well, but you cannot do it with less than 3 pit stops, which is a ton. Like that just suddenly opens up a lot of the strategies and the opportunities. But I think it's going to be like 4. We'll see. Nope. There's the first time.
You're going to have the rest of the guys down the barreling at it, so it's going to be an interesting start. And then last year as well too, and we'll see it again this weekend. You race for homes for our troops. There couldn't be a more fitting place to race with that livery than here in Washington DC. Talk about what that means to you.
Yeah, it's obviously an honor to be representing the Stars and Stripes and Homes for Our Troops. You know, and working with the charity, it's a charity for our severely injured post 9/11 veterans. So guys that go off to war, that fight for the freedoms that we have today, for chances to have like we have racing around the Capitol, and you know, to be in the series and you know, getting a chance to meet all these veterans throughout the years, and then to be carrying that livery all season long, coming to the Capitol. You know, it's nice. I feel like we kicked off the Stars and Stripes liveries for this season coming here, which would be really neat. And then obviously we get to work with the White House Historical Association this weekend, and just all around, it's been an amazing opportunity, and I can't thank everybody involved enough. It's not something that you would have thought you'd be racing as a kid. I mean, I remember coming here on my 8th grade school field trip, and I've obviously been around these streets, and I know Graham's laughing because it probably act like it was 5 years ago, but no, it was no, it's awesome. It's spectacular. It's a special opportunity. Can't thank Bud here and Penske Entertainment, and you know, all of the people involved on both, like Graham said, on both sides. You know, it takes everybody to make this happen.
You know, I really want to point out a couple things out for you all from the media. Be sure you get a chance to go to the National Mall behind our suites on 3rd Street, behind our suites on 7th Street. I took Eric Shanks over there a little bit ago. He said, the track is great, the track is beautiful, but wait until you see what we've done to the National Mall. Big screens lined up all the way down. interaction going on all the way down. We're going to have 70,000 people inside the stripes area, we call it, which is inside the racetrack, and 70,000 people outside the racetrack, 140,000 people a day. 288,000 people signed up for tickets requests in just 9 days. You're going to see, you mentioned new companies. Boeing is at turn 6, beautiful turn. Okay, Starlink is at turn 2. All these new companies have come into Gage. The CEO of Delta Airlines will be here, okay? This is also an opportunity for us to grow our sport by showcasing it to these companies that were never part of our sport before. So you guys put on a good race. That's your jobs, and our job is to put on a good race. Metro is the only way to get to this track, by the way. Okay? You can't park anywhere. Here for Secret Service. You got to take the Metro. Today in the Metro, we loaded our race car on a rail car, and it's going all around the city right now under the subway with our show car. People are going to say, what the hell is that? So just another way that we are engaging the fans here in ways we've never, ever done it before. And I think, to your points, we're going to have a lot of new fans for the first time ever seeing our sport in attendance, but also on TV. So I want to thank the media for being here. I think we've had 800 credentials. I think you're going to see one of the nicest media centers you've ever have been to at the Johns University, the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th floors. Great partners. How about this? Race control is going to be in the FTC hearing room where antitrust is reviewed. That's control.
Thank you.
Check, check. Here, just take this first for now.
but the interviews are over here. Okay.
I've never done something like this. So that's my drivers, racing sponsors, series, but also like bringing that to the people of the United States, the people that live here in Washington. I mean, ethnicities and people from all around the world, and I think that is actually such a beautiful thing to be able to happen.
And you personally got unintentionally involved in this last year. Your racing number got used in an AI image posted by the Department of Homeland Security promoting an immigration detention facility. I mean, are you thinking about that at all when it comes to being here and the IndyCar working so closely with the administration now?
Maybe they were manifesting a W for me this weekend. That would be good.
Thank you.
Pato, you spent a lot of time in the United States. You went to school here. You're a star in IndyCar. Just what does this race really mean to you? Even though you're from Mexico, you're pretty much an American also. But what does this race really mean to you?
IndyCar's getting better and better. This is the place that I want to be. This is the place that I want to represent, and I love being part of this growing era of IndyCar that we haven't quite seen like this before. I do think the best years are on their way. You know, we just announced a new car, and it's going to be obviously hitting the racetracks in full race mode in 28, but I think just all these huge opportunities that we have to get our sport and to get our our series in front of as many eyes as we can, and as many people that maybe don't quite follow all the time and maybe don't quite know all about it. I think they're going to get them hooked. Like, I really do think it's for the people that are coming this weekend that maybe have never been to an IndyCar race. These cars do not look like they do in TV. They don't, and they don't sound the same as they do in TV. Like, you don't appreciate it on the TV as when you go out there and you smell it, you hear it, you feel it, right? And there's no better place to experience it than within concrete walls, because it echoes, and I think the people that don't quite know much about it will get a real appreciation of what this sport is.
And do you feel the history that this city represents, Washington, D.C., what it represents not only the United States, but to the free world?
Oh, it's beautiful, man. I mean, honestly, every building that I've been to, they don't build stuff like this anymore. It looks phenomenal. It looks grandiose. It looks as you would expect when you come to a city that's obviously the it place for government in the United States, right? I've been living in America for now more than 50% of my life, because I just keep I'm getting older just like everyone else, and I love living here in America. I've been challenged here ever since I was a teenager, and a lot of my memories from growing up have been in America, and I always go back to Mexico because that's where I'm from. I'm here on a visa. I'm not here because I'm a citizen. I work here, and I love working here. So I know there's a lot of people in my situation that also feel the same. And I think it's an amazing opportunity to be able to be here, to have this chance this weekend.
And it's a once-in-a-lifetime race. They're not going to have this race.
One and done, baby.
So to win this thing,
cagan. Sí, yo sé, me voy para allá.